What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Back in here in the engine room today at OnSong Performance. I just wanted to have a bit of a chat to you guys about some J versus RB scenario stuff. I do get asked all the time what I like better, whether I like the RBs or the Js better. Now, it is no secret that I do very much enjoy the humble old RB. I think they're a great engine. However, objectively from an engineering standpoint, the JZ is a far better engineered engine. And I thought I'd just quickly go through a few of the reasons why I've got a bare 2JZ block sitting here on the engine stand. So I'll take you through a few of the reasons why the JZ's a much better engineered unit. So being both inline sixes made by Japanese companies in the same era, the J and the RB share a lot of architectural similarities. However, they do have some key differences to those architectural similarities, which makes all the difference. So reason number one. The JZ has a Siamese bore. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means that the bore walls actually share the wall at the front and back, so they're actually Siamese, which just makes them a little bit stronger, where the RB has an individual bore and there's actually a gap between the bores here which allows water to pass through, which gives you a little bit better cooling. But however, these Siamese bore designs are a lot stronger as far as the bores go. Not only that, but the JZ has actually been proven time and time again to actually have thicker bore walls than the RB. So the JZ is straight away just a stronger block. So not only does the Siamese bore give you like a really nice thick bore wall at the back there, it's pretty much twice the thickness of the bore everywhere else, but it also stiffens the block up quite a lot. Now, the RBs hit it out of the park when they came stock with a main girdle instead of individual main caps. That helps the RB a great deal, but even then the JZ is still you find they are still even a stiffer block even without the girdle, just because they are Siamese and the way that the webbing is designed. So number one is pretty much stronger block, bigger bore walls. The second thing that Toyota did a lot better than Nissan with these engines was the oiling system, and the RB is renowned for having a subpar oiling system that lets down the complete platform, where the JZ is streaked ahead as far as their oiling goes. So your actual oil feed into the block is monstrous compared to the RB one. These things flow a lot more oil. Not only that, the oil return setup from the head, you've got all of these huge oil returns to get that oil from the head back down into the sump. You've got one single oil feed to the head, keeps things nice and simple. They're very, very efficient the way the oiling system is designed, and they do not suffer from all of the same oiling issues as the RB does. Not only that, the way that the crank actually drives the oil pump, you'll have a look here, you'll see we've got the crank out of this 2JZ. This is the oil pump drive. You can see it is a splined drive, so massive amounts of engagement, super reliable, doesn't really allow the gears to walk around at all. Very, very, very different to the RB. So with the RB's, too flat collar drive, it was always subpar, always let the RB down. They're not reliable. You need to do a lot of things to them to actually get them reliable, as you saw with Brad's, getting the crank machine to have an extended snout, getting some billet oil pump gears to ensure they don't walk and destroy each other. The JZ is streaks ahead as far as the oiling system goes and the way the pump is driven by the crank. Alright, another thing that the JZ did a lot better than the RB was the trigger system. So as a lot of you know, the RB uses an old school optical single trigger. It's renowned for being unreliable, missing counts, particularly with these newer ECUs coming out now that have very, very fast processors. We find we're having more and more issues the more technology advances with this trigger. So the JZ has a completely different trigger system. It is essentially what you would go to for an aftermarket trigger on something like an RB. So what you have on the cam, the stock ECUs actually have two cam angle sensors. So these are like a single tooth Hall effect, similar to what you'd put on an RB from Ross or something like that if you're upgrading the trigger setup. Not only that, they also have a Hall effect on the crank signal, which on the non-VVTi GTEs was a 12 tooth, and I think the newer VVTi versions were a 24. Missing 2 or something like that. Either way, the trigger system on these JZs is awesome. You don't have to upgrade it at all. From the get-go, they're awesome. The GE that we've got here is completely different. The old non-VVTi GE actually was a distributor sort of setup, so it's different again. But the GTE, this is a 1J GTE head. You can see the triggers on the cams. There's another one at the back there. Or maybe not, because they're aftermarket cams. But yeah, you can see the trigger tooth on the cam there. Yeah, streaks ahead as far as the trigger system goes on these JZs. But anyway, like I said, architecturally they do share a lot of similarities. You know, you've got your inline 6, so you've got your 7 mains. To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure the main bolts are the same size between the 25 and the 2J and 1J. The head bolts are the same size, there's the same amount of them. The RB26 actually has bigger head bolts. Everything else, all these have M11 head bolts, and what we call 4 head bolts per cylinder, because in your cylinder you've got 4 head bolts in the parameter surrounding it. So the RB26 actually did have marginally larger head bolts. However, it's been known that you know, with good decent head studs, the M11 design of these blocks, without any twist or anything, they can hold a buttload of power. They're incredible. So we've got here a head designed by Yamaha. They're quite a good head. They flow very similar to an RB head. Honestly, as far as the heads go, I personally reckon they're, you know, much of a muchness. Both of them perform extremely well considering when they were built, when they were developed, and for what they are, they flow incredible. The J's, particularly the 1JZ GTE, has some funny things as far as tiny exhaust ports, which the engineers are trying to get the engine to behave a certain way, which can sort of be an issue if you want to make some big power through the 1J head, but it's getting into the semantics of some things that don't particularly apply to what I'm trying to explain in this video. But yeah, both heads are great. So apart from that, we do sort of find that the JZ's stock rods and pistons are a little bit stronger than the RB's. You know, on stock rotating assemblies in the J, we generally find we can make a little bit more power before we start running into lots of issues. But apart from that, you know, that they are very similar. But it's those sort of key few differences which just make the JZ that much better. Particularly that oiling system. It is so much better. I must say though, the RB is an amazing looking engine, particularly this one here that we've been working on for a customer. Got his beautifully painted RB26 covers on this 25. It looks amazing. Incredible looking engine. So anyway guys, don't mistake this video for something that it's not. I'm in no way bagging on the mighty RB. They are an incredible engine, and particularly when you fix a few of these key little issues, they're, you know, as on par with the JZ as far as if you're gonna go sort of half grout filled and fix the fact that they're not Siamese bored. If you're gonna fix the oil pump setup, fix the head oiling drainage issue that they have with the external drain and stuff. Once you go to forged internals and things like that, you start to get to a point where, you know, once you start pouring a bit of money into these things, at the end of the day, you've still got a massively capable inline 6 that's massively over-engineered, particularly for its era. I just wanted to point out the few little key differences that make the J just a little bit better out of the box and just a better engineered unit overall from factory. Toyota knocked it out of the park with these things. Particularly, like I said, for when they were developed, when they came out. I'm pretty sure the 1J GTE was introduced in the late 80s, and that is incredible what that engine is for that era of time and the way it's engineered. So incredibly good engines. It's a shame I don't think we'll ever see engines engineered like this anymore. But you know, as engine builders and engineering nuts, we massively have a massive appreciation for both of these platforms, particularly the JZ. It's incredible. So anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed this little video. Hope you've a little bit more informed than before you watched it. That's the aim of the game. So thanks for watching. Smash like, smash subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. See you. Bye.